Hello, dear children. A very good morning. Welcome to English session. So let's start our class. Can you see the name of the lesson on the screen? Yes? Yeah. The name of the lesson is A Soldier's Son, and the author of this lesson is Shobha Ghosh. So can you repeat the lesson name and the author name? A Soldier's Son, and author is Shobha Ghosh. So you all know who is a soldier, right? We have seen soldiers, right? Yes, everybody know that who are soldiers, what kind of costumes, what kind of dress they wear, right? When you see soldiers, you have a lot of respect, right? When you see a policeman or when you see a army man, military man, when they are wearing a dress, you feel so proud of them, alright? So here we're going to learn, as the chapter name says, about a soldier's son. So let's see. So let's go to the next one, the glossary, the new words from the lesson. So you can see on the screen, and even you can see in your textbook. Read aloud. It's a very small story. So characters of these lessons are pilot, a small boy, enemy, commanding officer, and father. So let's see our first paragraph. So we see in first paragraph, there was a plane who has lost the control and it was fastly coming towards the earth. Okay, and within a minute, before it crashed or before it touched the ground, a figure has fallen down from the plane, and that figure was in a white structure, mushroomed and open like a flower in the sky, right? So what is this white structure mushroom? It's nothing but a parachute, right? We know when we use a parachute, right? So parachute help us to float in the air, right? So the army, the soldier, the pilot, what did he do? Before the plane touched the ground, it took the help from of parachute, and he jumped gently into the ground. That means through the parachute he slowly got down to the ground. Now in paragraph 2 we see a small boy. So the small boy age will be around 10 or 12 years old, okay? And a small boy watching over the plane, the plane has lost the control, and the time the parachute has reached the ground, slowly this boy was watching over the plane as well as the parachute, and he saw, after the parachute has come down, okay, he has seen that the plane shot down by the enemy fire. So they have an enemy, and the enemy have a keep on shooting over the plane, okay? And he also see the pilot came down to the parachute, okay? He was somewhere around the trees, that is, it's a forest, right? It was a forest. So the parachute has landed on the forest. It was a dark thing, and this small boy of 10 or 12 years, he reached to the pilot. And now this boy reached to the pilot, the injured pilot, and he said to the injured pilot, "Sir, please come with me, because enemy will be here in few minutes, okay? And there is no time for discussion. So you come, I will take you to the camp army, right? The army camp. I'll take you to the army camp nearby, and you will be safe there." And this pilot was trying to get up. He will just take 2-3 steps and he will fall down on the ground. That means his legs were injured, okay? And he said to the boy, "See, I can't walk. My legs are probably fractured. But I want you to do something for me. Can you do?" Did you understand? So in this paragraph, you can see a photo here. The pilot was coming down from the parachute, and there is a boy. You can see a boy here, right? The boy was looking at the pilot, that what happened, how the plane had been crashed, and how he can help the army men or the pilot to reach to the army camp. Now, in the fifth paragraph, as you can see a picture there was a conversation between the pilot and the boy, right? So before the man said that, can you do something for me? The child, without thinking, he said, yes sir, I can do anything for you. Please tell me, what should I do? And in sixth paragraph, the pilot says, you know what, you are a very small boy, so you don't take chances, you don't take risk. And then the boy said in seventh paragraph, not a chance sir, and definitely I'll do whatever you say me to do. Tell me, what do you want me to do? In paragraph 8, what happened in paragraph 8? The man's hand were bleeding. Okay, it was full bleed, it's full injured, and from his pocket he took out some papers, a packet of papers, and he gave that papers to that small boy, and he said, take this to the commanding officer of the army unit, okay, and tell that army unit, the commanding officer, that these papers or this packet of papers has to reach Air Force Station Ambala by night. And he says, tell that commanding officer that you have to take care of these papers and make it sure that it has to reach to Ambala on the time. Ambala is a place name, okay. And the pilot says to the boy, now you have to run for your life, because enemy may come here, and if they see you that you are with me, so definitely they will also kill you. So now you have to run. In ninth paragraph, the boy say, yes sir, I will do it. I will go to the commanding officer of the army unit. I'll give this paper. But sir, what about you? The enemy will catch you. So in 10th paragraph, the pilot says, don't worry about me. I can escape. I will escape from this enemy. Somehow I'll manage. But now you run and give this packet to the commanding officer of the army unit. Now, in the 11th paragraph, the boy says, yes sir, and he gave a salute. And the pilot gave a salute to the boy, okay, and he was giving a smile. Even the pilot was in the pain, in the injury, still he was giving a smile to the boy. And what did he do? He started crawling opposite direction from the boy. And this boy, what did he do? When he ran for some distance, and he hid himself around the tree, and he saw that enemy had seen the pilot, and he started shooting over the pilot. Correct? He started shooting over the pilot, and this boy wanted to run very fast, and then he could not see what happened to the pilot. Okay, he just ran fast, and he wanted to give that papers to the commanding officer. In paragraph 13, we see after a few minutes later, what happened? The boy reached to the army unit, okay, the entrance point, a gate, and there the watchman was standing there. The army person was standing there, and the boy said to the army officer that I wanted to meet Commander Sahib. Please take me there because I have something to give him. And the army person says, little boy, you cannot meet the commander officer because no one is allowed to go there or to meet him unless it is very important. In paragraph 15, the boy says, I have a very important things I have to tell him. It's very important which I have to tell him. It is about the pilot whose plane was shot down. So that is what the boy said to the army men, that I have to meet the commander officer because I got a news from the pilot whose plane was shot down. In paragraph 16, the officers say, you mean the plane which is crashed now, right? Don't worry, our rescue party, that is our army officer, has gone there to look for him. And the boy says, I know the place where the pilot has fall down. Okay, he was injured, so he's describing about the pilot, that he was injured and his legs were injured. He was not able to walk, and that he gave me this packet and he said that I have to give to the CO officer and show him, and I will show you where the enemy lines are. And this army officer, what did he do? He called to the one more army person and he said, there is a boy who has seen the pilot whose plane was crashed, and he wanted to meet commander officer. And that army person came, second army person came, and he took the boy to the commander officer. In paragraph 19, the commander officer is asking the boy, who are you? Why do you want to see me? And in paragraph 20, he introduced himself. He says, my name is Maqbool Bhatt. My father was awarded a medal for bravery and he died fighting for the nation. Me, my mother, we live here nearby, and I was watching the plane when I heard an anti-aircraft gun fire and saw the plane become unsteady. I saw the pilot fall to the ground, and I know that I have to save the pilot, but there was an enemy in a little distance away. I ran back to the boy. A pilot in a shortcut tried to help him. Okay, but what happened? His legs were injured. He was not able to walk. So because he was bleeding very much, and he told me that don't worry about me. Just give this packet of paper or documents to the commander officer and tell that it should reach to the Ambala tonight because it is very much important. So in this slide we have seen about how the little boy meets the commanding officer, and whatever he had said by the pilot, he has done his duty and he's completed the duty, and he told the commanding officer that this is the papers which he has to give to the Ambala tonight, and it is very much important. Now in paragraph 21, the commanding officer is asking to the little boy, son, weren't you afraid of the enemy? So he said, the small boy said that his father taught him they should get never afraid of the enemy. He said that they can't do anything if your number is not written on the bullet. Okay, this was said by the Maqbool's dad. And paragraph 22, the commanding officer says, good, you are a brave son of a brave soldier. And he asked a question, has the enemy been able to catch the pilot? And for that 23rd paragraph, the boy said he didn't know. He said, I don't know, sir, because I could not wait to see. I could not wait there, but I know the enemy were about to come, about to reach, but I thought let me finish my order first. Okay, but I know where the pilot has fell down, and I know where the enemies were also, so I can help you out. The boy is saying to the commanding officer, I will help you out to reach to that person so that we can help him. The boy says an idea that let some of your army come with me in a jeep, because the enemy came on foot. They didn't have any kind of vehicles, so they came by walk. So if we go in a jeep, definitely we can catch the enemy. The commanding officer gave a smile and he said, instruction noted, sir, action will be taken. Now in paragraph 25 we see after 5 minutes later what happened. The jeep was surrounded all the enemies, and the enemies found out that they cannot escape from that place, so they have surrendered themselves. How they surrender themselves? You can see in the picture. They have thrown their guns. You can see again one more picture there. So the enemy have been surrounded by the jeeps of the army men. And the second picture says that enemy has surrendered himself. He has thrown his gun. He's raised his hand and he surrendered. And then after a few far away, or after a far or 5 minutes, they saw there was a pilot who was not able to drag. Okay, he was bleeding, and army people came. He has took the pilot, and what the pilot was muttering, he was keep on saying, "Boy, pilot." But more than that, he could not say anything, and the pilot was taken to the military hospital at once. In paragraph 26, he says, the commanding officer says to the little boy, "Thank you, little boy. You are very much brave. Okay, now it's the time that you have to go home. So come, I will drop you to home because your mother will be worried about you." So now in paragraph 27, he says that I am Maqbool Bhatt, son of India, and this is my land, and these are my brother. That is what he was telling. And it is here that I was born. This is the place where I was born. I was grown up, and in my body there is a blood. My father's blood is mixed with the soil of this land, and my mother's tears water the earth on which our crops grow. This is what he was telling to the commanding officer. And after a few minutes, what happened? In paragraph 28, he was standing and suddenly he fall down. What happened there? You can see a picture. Yes, there was something happened to his leg. What happened to his leg? Yes, the enemy fire had hit his leg and his blood was dropping from the wound. So what happened? The commanding officer did. He carried the child into the ambulance. You can see a picture there. The child had been taken by the commanding officer to the ambulance, right? And here slowly the commanding officer, he kept the boy on the bed. Slowly he moved his leg in a comfortable position so that he should not get pain. And when he was doing that, the commanding officer was crying. He was sad, he was upset. And paragraph 29, the Maqbool says, he gave a smile and he said, "A soldier never weeps, sir. A soldier should not cry." This was a statement said by the Maqbool. So what is happening in this paragraph 26 to 29? So they have helped the pilot, okay, and Maqbool has been hurt by or shot by the enemy. His leg was injured. Commanding officer took the boy and kept in an ambulance in a comfortable way, and he was crying. The commanding officer was crying, and the boy said, "A soldier never weeps." Paragraph 30, we see that the boy heard a voice from a distance. He heard a voice saying that a soldier never runs from the enemy. "Father, you told me so. So he must face the bullet even when they tear his chest to shreds." So here the boy heard a voice that a soldier should never run from the enemy. We have to always face the enemy. Even the bullet hits you or you have an injury, you should always fight. You should always fight with your enemies. And here commanding officer says, "Yes, my son, a soldier must not weep, but as a father, my heart weeps," right? As a father, when I see my son's blood, as a father, definitely I will cry, definitely I will weep. But as a soldier, I will not weep, because commanding officer saying, because I have seen that my son bleed. My son had died in the year 1971 war, and that is how I can feel the pain of losing the son. In paragraph 32, the boy says, "Sir, your son must be a brave man." So boy says, "Don't worry, sir, I am a soldier's son and I will be all right, and once I grow up, even I will become a soldier." In paragraph 33, the commanding officer says, my dear child, you're already a soldier. Okay, we are proud of you. And I hope that I can see you someday in our army, and I can see you that you are leading a team. How you shown today the courage, the daring, the encouragement, the strength. You were not getting scared, and someday I hope I will see you in the army, that you are helping the country, you are serving for the country. This is what said by the commanding officer to the little boy. So in this paragraphs from 30 to 31, the child was injured and he heard a voice that a soldier never runs from the enemy. Okay, and I am also not running from the enemy, and a soldier should not cry. For this, army officer says, the commanding officer says, yes, definitely my son. As a soldier, I am not crying, but as a father, I am crying, I am weeping. Okay, because I have seen my own son had died in a war. And the boy says, sir, you are very much brave, and even your son was also very much brave. But don't cry, because I will be fine. And once I grow up, even I'll become a soldier and I'll serve for our country. So let's have a quick summary. This is story about bravery. Maqbool, a brave boy of 12 years old, saw a plane shot by enemy fire, and the pilot parachuted down from the flaming plane. When the boy asked if he could help, the pilot asked him to deliver a packet of papers to the commanding officer of the army unit at Air Force Station, Ambala. Boy delivered the packets of paper to the commander and also helped to trace the enemies. Enemy soldiers were surrounded by jeeps and they surrendered. The boy crumpled down all of a sudden as the enemy fire had hit his leg and blood was dripping on the ground. Still the boy smiled at the officer and said, "A soldier never weeps, sir." Maqbool also said that his father, who was a PVC awardee, said that a soldier never runs from the enemy and one must face the bullets even when they tear his chest to shreds. Commander admired him, saying that he was proud of him and hoped someday he will lead the army with the same daring and courage. It is a small summary, a quick summary of this lesson. I hope you understood this lesson. Read this lesson, underline the lines whichever you did not understand, and ask me. Thank you. Have a good day.